What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another video here on the channel where today guys, I actually wanted to take you guys down a little trip through memory lane of the FIFA 14 World Cup mode and the FIFA 18 World Cup mode, which are two of the best things EA have ever done in Ultimate Team, in my personal opinion, especially the FIFA 14 World Cup mode. It was sensational. And I'm going to show you today what it was, why it worked, what was great about it. We'll then go and take a look at the 2018 mode, what was great about that. And then we'll talk about what EA could potentially be doing for the World Cup this year, although I don't think they have rights to it anymore. So I don't think we're going to get what we had before. But how EA could still have this feature in the game and how impactful I think it would be. So to start with, guys, you're about to see a very young NepentheZ on your screen, because this is from 11 years ago, so I would have been 30 years old here. That is right, I am very old. And I've got a World Cup playlist, and so we're just going to start here with this first video where I go into the World Cup mode. You pick your nation, so I picked England, and then as we go through here, this is what you kind of like got as your selection. So select a nation to support. I picked England, obviously. And then when you go into the game, when you went into the game mode, you got presented with your starter pack team, just like in any Ultimate Team. And what this is though, guys, is this isn't a standalone mode. It is, but it isn't. It's within Ultimate Team, and I'll explain why it was so cool as we go through. But you got presented with the starter pack team. A lot of people were getting insane players in this. Like you could get Ronaldo, Messi, like Iniesta, Xavi, etc. It was like random chance. I got deadbeats. And you might see as well, guys, we have the chemistry system here back in the old days as well. So you would have your team, right? And you had the online tournament and the single player tournament. The single player tournament, if I remember correctly, wasn't worth playing. And then you had the store. Now the store was actually really cool because the only pack you had in the store was a 5k pack. You spent 5,000 coins or 100 FC points on it, and when you open said 5k pack, as we'll get to here in a moment, what you would get from it is your World Cup cards. So I got, again, just trash here, right? We got Leroy Fer, who wasn't bad back in the day. We got a manager, we got 5 players, and they all from different like confederations, which helped with like chemistry building and stuff. But then you also, and this was like a cheat code back in the day, you also got consumables that were storable in your regular club that were tradable. And so you'd get like a fitness card or position modifiers and things like that you'd be able to make hundreds of thousands of coins off. It was so easy. But you also got, as you can see there, see on the right hand side there where it says unlock, you also got a 5k pack for opening a 5k pack in this mode. So whatever you spent in terms of coins or FC points or FIFA points in this mode, you got the equivalent pack as well in the main mode. So I would unlock that pack, it would be stored. I ended up having about 700 packs, I think, in FIFA 18 World Cup mode. And so the idea is that you build your team, like you could even do it as a Road to Glory, which I'll show you for FIFA 18. I thought it was a fantastic series for the start there. You built your team. I ended up going and opening a whole bunch of packs here with this. Let's see. The Kyle Walker was good. This is more like it. I did 10 packs altogether, I believe. Bit of Utaka. Oh, some classic players here. And back in these days, guys, face card stats were everything and anything, right? Let's look at Balotelli. Look at that for a screen. No tabs, no in-games, no chemistry, no accelerate type, no play styles, no roles, just height, work rates, feet, and skill moves. 4-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, and all you had to go off at this point was pace, dribbling, and shooting. He had good pace, very good dribbling, and very good shooting. Balotelli with 4-star was an absolute beast. So he was going to be fun to play with. And then we open the last pack in there. I get Manuel Neuer. Super happy NepentheZ, very nice indeed. And that was the team that I built. Now, this is where, like, for me, the mode became something spectacular, right? Because I might have to tell Viper's gonna have to do a good job on the audio stuff here. So we go and take our team, right? Man, I could have been a bit more concise with how I made my videos back in the day. And you play against your first opponent, and it shows you the group stage. Now, you can see in the right-hand side of maybe just underneath my face cam here, this guy had a 73 rated squad with 64 chemistry, and we're in a group stage. I don't know who my second or third opponents are going to be, but I'm up against this guy called Let Go. There's his team. It was a pile of crap. It looked like he'd just got his starter pack and gone straight into a game because he's got a right mid, a centre mid. You know, he's just a bit all over the place with it. And then we went into the gameplay. And it's fair to say, when I was just watching this back before I started making this video, the gameplay doesn't look awful. Given that it's 12 years old, it doesn't look awful. It was interesting. Now then, what would happen is you'd get to the end of the game, win, lose, or, well, you couldn't really draw, I suppose. You'd get to the end of the game. I won this game, I think 3 or 4-1 in the end. Yeah, there we are, 3-1 up with extra time. And at the end of the game, Balotelli with 2, Dimitri Payet with a golazo as well. This would happen at the end of every game, basically. So you would get a group stage match pack. So all that was just one player. Could have been any rating, could have been anyone, could have been a low rated player, could have been the best player in the game. You would just get the one player. I didn't know what it was. This is me like experiencing this for like first time. But we go back out of the game here now, and we will see if we can improve this team. And there you go. We got this one player pack. We opened it. It looks like it opens like a whole pack full of players, but it doesn't. It is just one. And then after it opened, we get a 73 rated Victorino. There you go. We get him. Like, fair enough. Like, he looks garbage, super low rated. And that was how it worked, right? Now, I want to take us to episode 4 here. Because in episode 4, I've gone a bit further on. I want to show you what happens at the end of the group stages. I think this was my second group stage run. I think I lost in the semi-final. So here, at the end of the group stage, so you would have played 3 games. You would have got your 3 individual packs, one at the end of each game for just one player. And then for qualifying out of the group stage, we got 2,500 coins, which was mad. And we got another World Cup pack. It was nice. And I had Stevie G at this point as well. I smashed my opponent because I'm sick of the game. And there you go. I got Kovacic, a very young Kovacic, mind you. And he didn't even have a bad card, to be fair. And my record here is 6-0-1 because I went through the first group stage. I lost the knockout round. Then I went through the second group stage and I carried on playing. Now, I didn't actually win the World Cup here until episode 20, I believe. So we're going to go to episode 20 right here. And we get to the World Cup final. This is my team at that point in time. And you've seen basically all of the functionality now, right? Apart from, like, in my opinion, like the best part about it. So once you get to the World Cup, like once you qualify through the World Cup, you now go through round of 16. I won 5-0, quarterfinal, I won 5-4, semi-final, I won 2-0. We're now in the final. No matter which stage that you lost in, you got rewards. Or if you won it, you got rewards. So we went into the World Cup final. This is my opponent. He's got an insane attack, an insane midfield. Neymar, Robben. Okay, I've just remembered as well. You hear how I'm saying upgraded? These were live cards based on the performances of the nations in the World Cup. The further they went, the more upgraded these cards got. I completely forgot about that. That's mad. And that also leans into what I want to talk about towards the back end of today's video. So he's got an insane team. We go through. I'm 4-2 up in the 60th minute. I thought, oh, this is where you want to see me butcher a chance? Hold on, I'm going to pause it, right? What do you think happens from here? I'm 5 yards clear of the closest defender. I've got Vargas, who's got 88 pace, probably with a Hunter Chem style. Just me and the goalkeeper. Are you ready? in a World Cup final, guys. In a World Cup final, I butchered it. However, I did go on to win the World Cup because I'm sick at the game, or I was back in these days anyway. And at the end of winning the World Cup, this is what happens. Hold on, I want to show it. Where is it? Have I skipped past it? Yes, we do. There you go. This is what we got for winning the World Cup. 30,000 coins that go into your regular Ultimate Team account and 3 packs. And those packs, they didn't contain like free packs or whatever. But in the My Pack store, we've got 3 packs here. So it contains 12 items, including 5 untradeable World Cup items. It didn't give a free pack for the main mode, but it did give the consumables again still. And it was, again, just a good way to make coins. Now, these packs, like, I didn't get anything too great out of these. I don't think I packed my first insane player until way late in the series. But once you had finished the World Cup, you then went back in and, like, even no matter where you lost, even if you lost in the group stage, if you lost in quarters, semis, finals, or if you won the cup or whatever, once you had finished the World Cup, you just went and started it again, right? So you could just repeat and repeat and repeat. And what you got, and this is my team, guys. I didn't have the best team. You see that team that I matched up against in the final? I didn't have the best team here because it was all about like the grind, right? It was just using what you got from within the ecosystem of the game mode. And then you could just go and play it again. And the reason why it was fun, and something that I think EA are missing right now in Ultimate Team that I would love to see this year with what I want to talk about later, or at the very least next year, is this had a beginning, a middle, and an end. You started your account, and the idea like went on to be either farming coins and packs for the main mode, or collecting every single player within this mode, because there was a finite number of players. I don't know exactly how many there were, but you know, there was 23-man squads and however many World Cup squads there were. So there was like, what, 500 players or something around those lines. So it was possible that you could and would end up getting all of the players, right? And people ended up making content around trying to collect every single player in this mode. And so once you finish the World Cup, you would just start again, right? And you'd get the same packs at the end, the same rewards. And what was always good about it is it had a conclusion. So even if you lost, you could just start again. You can't do that in the current like Ultimate Team setup, apart from in draft. But draft obviously is a pay-to-enter situation. You're not collecting lots of cards or anything like that. It is just you pay, you build your team, and wherever you lose, you get your rewards. And then typically the rewards aren't value for time or money, whereas in this mode they absolutely were. And so at the end of it, let's go and have a look at what I've done in episode 21. So in episode 21, I built an African team by looks of things, based on the title. And so what I had planned to do was win the World Cup with a team from each confederation: Europe, South America, Asia, Africa, and I think like North and Central America. I don't know if they were involved as well. But I ended up building the African team, and then I went straight back into the World Cup group stages. And here we go. We're up against like the Legends team, and the process just repeated. And the mode was insane fun. The players were live items. It had a beginning, a middle, and an end. You got rewarded after every single game, win or lose. You got rewarded for completing the group stage. You got rewarded for where you got knocked out in the tournament, and the rewards transitioned over. Now, when we go to the FIFA 18 World Cup mode, the principle was basically the same, apart from the fact that they also had SBCs in here. And so this here, my third episode, is a pretty good one because we won the World Cup in this episode. But the difference is, about a few days after this, EA made it ridiculously easy to get icons in the game, basically. And so by sort of like 3 days on from this, everybody had full icon teams with Ronaldo's, Maradona's, Pele's and stuff. And it was just dumb, right? It kind of lost its edge. However, the mode itself, again, was really good because, once again, I just want to show you towards the back end here, where I had won the World Cup. The gameplay was much better in this game, it is fair to say. So yeah, well, I won the World Cup in the end with my lone R9 up front. And then at the end of it, have I gone too far? At the end of it, so this was on like a literal RTG. I have gone too far. Where's the Where's the rewards? There we go. So at the end of it, we got 15,000 coins that went again into your account that you could use either in this mode or any other mode. And if you use them in this mode, you get a pack back for the other mode. And you got 2 more packs as the reward for this mode. And the rewards were actually, like, again, differing. And depending on how far you went and the group stage and stuff, like, the rewards were completely differing. So at the end of this mode, or at the end of this game here, this is what it looked like. A lot more visually pleasing, a lot more aesthetic from EA, but it's got the group stage there for us. So I won the group. I actually lost a game in the group stage. So I won 2 and lost 1, but I still qualified top of the group. You can see there my best players, the R9 is there with a played 3 and 7 goals. And then my all-time tournament history was 6-0-1, and I have won the World Cup once. And so this as well kind of gave that kind of like that feeling of like, let me see what I've done. Right now, EA hide your records. They hide the things you've won. They hide the things you've done. They hide everything from you because they don't want people who lose a lot to be reminded consistently that they lose a lot, right? So after this was the actual World Cup group stage there. There were my results, 5-2, 3-0, and I lost 3-2 in the next round. I couldn't find how to look at the knockout stages on this one. I wouldn't show it. And then there's my all-time tournament stats. But what was good about this one again is, like, again, when we go to the store now, and as I said before, there was SBCs. So this was the first time as well, as you can see in the bottom there. This was the first time we ever had duplicate storage because of SBCs. It took EA until, what, 2 years ago to put it in Ultimate Team regular. We had this in 2018. We did spend our 15,000 coins. So I had the 2 bonus packs there. I want to see what they said. So this was just a premium pack and a premium pack, which 5 untradeable players from the World Cup. And this year, EA had learnt their lesson. When we open a pack this time around, stop yapping, NepentheZ. I've got Gabriel Jesus. That was pretty good. And that was a huge upgrade for the team. But what EA figured out this time around is, as you can see by the consumables, they're not the standard ones. I don't believe that they went back to your main Ultimate Team. I believe they were kind of stored within this Ultimate Team world, even though you didn't need contracts and stuff. Maybe I'm wrong on that one, but if I remember correctly, they fixed that like loophole people been able to manipulate like through consumables. But once again, as you can see at the end here, I was storing it, so it was tradable in the other mode. We've got another 7.5k pack. So the 7.5k pack that I bought in this mode also translated back into the main Ultimate Team mode. And that's really cool, right? And so obviously there was, as I say, there was SBCs in this mode. Let me see if I can find an SBC here real quick. So here we are, guys. As you can see by the title here, I built 10 World Cup icon SBCs. Look at this case. It's basically the same as it is now. There was a 90 rated De Bruyne, and once again, much like the FIFA 14 situation, these cards were live items, right? These were live items. So if Belgium went further, De Bruyne would have got upgraded more. We had Mane, I think, was it Lewandowski for Poland? Yeah, it was Lewandowski for Poland. We had Mane in there. There you go. So I had lots of one icon packs built, and if I remember correctly, it just required an 83 rated squad to build one icon. And so I had built so much. And it got so easy that this took me not long. You could just grind the menus. The gameplay lost its edge. And so compared to the FIFA 14 World Cup mode, where the gameplay was everything, you played the game to get the packs, you played the games to get the coins, you played the game to upgrade your account. FIFA 18, the first few days was bliss. It was exactly what we remembered from the FIFA 14 mode, but in classic EA fashion, they butchered it. They made it too easy to grind the menus. They had it super imbalanced. And so let's find where these icons start coming out from. Here we go. And so I ended up with, oh, look at that. I got 93 Neymar there as well. I ended up with an insane amount of icons really, really quickly, really, really easily. So we got a Rui Costa. We got a 92 rated Gary Lineker. Also keep in mind, these items were live as well. We've now got stats and stuff in there. Got the R9. It was Ronaldo. And so we got our 94 R9, which was like, it was nice, but also, like I say, it became very, very, very easy. There's 2 Hernandez's there. There's another Rui Costa. There's a JJ Okocha. I wonder what other icons are in this game here. Who's that? Is that Japanese? Yeah, it's Nakata. We got another, oh no, Deco that time, not another Rui Costa. And then we also got, who was the last icon there? Oh, it was like Deco again. And I don't even have a team here to show you. I didn't like, this was just me opening packs. But what this was fun again. The fun wasn't much lived in this one, because once you had that full icon team, the only value of playing the game became collecting the cards. And again, people went out of their way to try and collect every single card, every single SBC player, every single player that was in packs, every single icon. That became the game, the card collecting side of things. But for the most part, it was generally good fun. And I don't know, I can't find my like road to glory on this one. I don't know if I've got my record up on here. No, this is on a, look at that. The record here is 0, 0, and 0, guys. This was just an account that I just used for SBCs. My record on my road to glory, or the account that I played on this game mode, was like 120 wins and 3 losses. It was like, once you farmed the menus and built your insane team, you'd just come up against people that didn't know that you could do that. And so it was like, it wasn't engaging as a gameplay related side of things. And guess what? The game right now, the way EA have got this game right now, is also not engaging as a let me go back to episode 4 here. It's also not engaging as something to play the game, like to play the game with, right? I want to go back to, where do I see this? I want to show the yeah, this here. So what do I think that EA could do right now in FC 26, or the very worst for FC 27, that would give the same euphoria that the FIFA World Cup modes gave? Well, the answer is really simple, and it's something that they do have licensing for, and that is Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League. And so my vision is, you have a same, like, it's a standalone game mode just the same. It's its own entity within its own world. It can be seasonal based as well, and you're gonna have to like bear with me a second as I yap through this. But imagine in Ultimate Team, you have the European Leagues mode. You click into it, and when you get in there, you've got 3 options. Do you want to play Conference, Europa League, or Champions League? Conference League will be against AI, so it'll be like squad battles. So for people that don't like playing online, or maybe haven't got the time or the skill set to do so, can go and play the Conference League. And what happens? It's the same. You start with a Conference League base squad. You spend your time building up the Conference League squads based on SBCs. You can have some evolutions. I don't think Evo should be a big thing of this, but every game you play, you get a pack. And then when you enter the Conference League, you play the group stage, which will be like, what, 8 games. Where you finish in the group, you get a reward. Part of it for the mode that you're in, and part of it for the main Ultimate Team mode. And then the further you go in a tournament, you get more rewards. The Conference League itself, because it will be reset every season to keep the functionality engaging. So, the seasons right now last around 4 weeks in Ultimate Team. So you start a brand new season, and then what you get in each individual mode for the Conference League, Europa League, and Champions League is you get a season pass. Those season passes contain 2 things. First thing that they contain is things for you within the mode that you're in to help keep building your team to improve your account. But the other thing they contain is players from that particular competition that are live items that go into your main mode. So in Conference League right now, if I actually go and have a look at the Conference League itself, where is I don't even know who's doing good in the Conference League, who won it. So Strasbourg, they played 6 games in the Conference League. Strasbourg are there, 5 wins, 1 draw. They're through to the knockout stage. So imagine like who's like the biggest team probably here. Palace are there. We've got, that's pretty much it, to be fair. Like Rayo Vallecano, Mainz, whatever. Let's even take Strasbourg, right? So you could get like a Strasbourg player could be the group reward at the end of the season pass. Sorry, not a group reward, but at the end of the season pass, a Strasbourg player could be there. And for you to complete the season, you just have to like work on objectives set in for that season. And it doesn't have to be like a 30 level season pass. It could be like a 10 level pass, and it could just be 10 players. And it can even be player picks, so that you can pick from different teams, different players, different positions. But they're live items. They're like road to the final cards, so that they get upgraded the further the better the teams do. And so now that we're in a situation where, again, for the Conference League, for example, 12 teams have already been eliminated. Next season, the season pass will be filled just of teams that are left in the mode, right, in the competition. And so you go, you know, when the season ends, the idea is you go into the Conference League. The sole purpose is to have fun, build your account up, get some exclusive rewards for the main mode via the season pass, whilst having fun in a different mode where you play the group stage, then you go and play the knockouts, and then, you know, let's say every game that you win, you get like XP towards the season pass, and then if you win the final, you get like a huge boost of XP. So even if you're not great, you can just keep playing and playing and playing, and eventually you will get the XP needed. And then you get players or packs as well. Like, but I think players is probably better, but getting players or packs that are live items set for the main mode. So there's value in both modes. Then you do the same thing in the Europa League. And again, you know, people, like, it could be fun to collect all of the players. And like, one of the things could be like, if you collect all of the players from one team, you get a player pick from that team that is a live item. So you can pick anybody that you want, you know, like, you know, we know EA have the facility to do it. But again, imagine, let's look at Europa League, for example. Imagine you're a fan of Aston Villa, right? Aston Villa, they've got the squad list for the Europa League, so EA they've got rights to it, so EA would have no excuses to not be able to do this as a thing. But the squad list is there for Aston Villa, so when you complete the Aston Villa collection, because everything has to be first owner, there's no market for this, right? Once you complete the Aston Villa collection, you get a pick of all of the Aston Villa players that are in the registered squad for the Europa League, and they're all live items. And you could just pick whichever one you want that suits you to take back into the main Ultimate Team mode. And this one would be online, so it'd be a lot more challenging to get through the season pass. It'll be a lot more challenging to get the wins, the rewards and stuff. But if you collect all of Aston Villa, you get that player pick. Then, if you collect them all again, you get the player pick again. And so if you're a fan of a particular club, you can hard focus on getting all of these players from your club that will be live items. They don't have to be the best live items. They don't have to be intricate like EA have got with fantasy cards or anything like that. It can literally be if your club goes through to the next round, your card gets a +1 or a +2. Like, just something that would be engaging for people to go into the Europa League and play the mode over and over and over, to try and collect packs, to collect cards, to, you know, you could have SBCs in there to do it. And then a season pass where, again, at the end of the season pass, the player could be like a really exclusive Aston Villa card, or a really exclusive, who else is in the Europa League right now? A really exclusive Betis card, or Porto card, or Genk, or Stuttgart, or Ferencváros, because it gives value to these lower rated teams. Like, if you're a Celtic fan, right, you're going to go into this mode and you're going to play you're going to play your heart out to try and get all of these special edition Celtic cards from the Europa League, right? These Europa League editions. And it gives that beginning, middle and end. It gives the ability to reset every season. So obviously you want to go and get your season pass special cards from this season, then new season starts, everything you've just done deletes immediately. And so you go back in, you start again, and you go through the season pass again, starting from the beginning with the, you know, your base squad where you've got to do everything again. And then the same for the Champions League, exactly the same principle. And I genuinely think that this would offer that storied opportunity for people to play the game, have a resolution. And I think that's what this game suffers with massively. It does not end. There is no, in current Ultimate Team, there is no conclusion to anything. You play champs, you just get your rewards, you're carrying on. Like, you play rivals, once you've got your rewards, you just got to go and play it again and get them again. Like, there is nothing in this game where you're like, I can start point A, end point Z, and that's it, concluded. If I want to choose to do it again, I can. Otherwise, like, that's fine if I don't want to. But the only thing that we have similar to that is the season pass, right? There is level 1 up to level 30 or level 40. And then once you finished it, that's it. Cool, you're done for the season. but nothing is related to gameplay. And it's the same with like Rivals right now. Rivals is just endless, it's constant. Wouldn't it be cool if you could like play an online league system where you start in like, I don't know, Conference North, Conference South, or whatever it's called these days, and the idea is that you go and win the Premier League. Once you've won the Premier League, you get something for that. And for you to go again, you'd start at the bottom again and you'd almost do the whole thing again. How much fun content could you make on that with different squads, different tactics, trying to win the Premier League or the La Liga or the League One, or whoever EA have got the proper licensing for? Pop it in there. Let me go and try and win that league with a fun team, or so, you know, there is so much EA could do with this content that has the beginning, the middle, the end, the beginning, the middle, the end, rather than this just constant necessity of, oh, I have to keep going, keep grinding to stay in with the meta and to have that FOMO all the time. I think something like this, something like what I explained there, whilst just looking at this particular one screenshot, I think that could be a phenomenal way for EA to generate genuine engagement in the game, because the FIFA 14 World Cup mode and the FIFA 18 World Cup mode were so goddamn fun that I don't know why they don't have something like it ever again. Anyway, guys, I've yapped on for a long old time here. It's just something I wanted to talk about today. It's something that I've kind of spoken about here and there. I've never made like a dedicated video on my thought process or around like what EA could do with the Champions League or the European leagues in general. But I feel like this game needs a game mode like Draft, where people can go in, build a team, play some games, get a reward, and then reset and do it again. And Champions League mode, Europa League mode, Conference League mode, it's perfect for it. Anyway, if you enjoyed the content here on the channel, feel free to drop a thumbs up. As always, thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. I'm out. Peace.